What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update and third stimulus package update. As the third stimulus package is in the Senate right now, although they have made multiple different changes over even just today and over the last 24 to 48 hours. In this video, we're going to hear directly from President Biden on the third stimulus checks, the $1,400 and the third stimulus package, as well as what the potential holdup might be on the third stimulus package. I'm going to give you the latest details of that in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates on the third stimulus package, as well as the next stimulus package coming called the Build Back Better package that has already been announced and will be between $2 to $3 trillion, likely more money than this bill also. Although it will be framed as an infrastructure package, there will be multiple different things of stimulus in there. As well as coming after this, we have the possible $10,000 of student loan forgiveness. I'll give you some details on that in this video, as well as the Social Security increase of $200 per month, 20% for widows and widowers, and 5% for people that have been on Social Security for over 20 years, as well as the additional rounds of mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance coming out in the near future. Don't forget to hit the like button, and let's jump right in. Okay, first, let's hear directly from President Joe Biden today on the American Rescue Plan, the third stimulus check package.
First of all, I want to welcome you all to the White House and thank you for coming. Thank you for your service to others. And with that, I will turn it over to the President of the United States.
Thanks for being here, everybody. This is important, and I appreciate you being willing to come and tell your stories. I wanted this to be a conversation about what the impact of the $1,400 that our plan has for every American out there, and to make sure that I understand what you think is important about it, if you think it's important. And I also want to, people you're about to meet, millions of people who are going to help with this, I think, with this check. That's going to make a big difference in terms of their lives. And people in the country are hurting right now with less than 2 weeks from enhanced unemployment checks being cut out. And 7 million kids don't have enough food. 13 million people are behind in their rent. And the American Rescue Plan, I believe, and according to the polling data, the vast majority of Americans believe is essential to giving them some help and to turn it around. And I think it's going to provide immediate relief for millions of people that are going to be able to use it in a very constructive way and also grow the economy in the process. But it's essential getting kids back to school safely. It is also getting a lifeline to small businesses, many of whom, 400,000, have gone under, affecting entire communities. And it is clearly necessary, a lifeline for getting the upper hand against COVID-19 and getting under control. That isn't some academic discussion. It's about you. It's about people like you and families I grew up with all over America. And, you've all lived lives of service. You not only have taken care of yourself and your families, but you've lived lives of service to help other people as well. And so, again, this isn't an academic discussion. You deserve our thanks and our support. And I'm going to hand it back to Cedric so we can hear from you all while the press is still in here.
All right, so the third stimulus package is at the Senate. They're in the process of trying to pass it. They're in the process of trying to convince Senator Joe Manchin to vote for the bill, as the Democrats need every single Democrat to vote yes on this. 50 Democrats and 50 Republicans will likely vote no, although there is one possible Republican, Lisa Murkowski from Alaska, who could possibly vote yes, which could replace Senator Joe Manchin. They've been literally making multiple changes. They're making changes right now on the Senate floor to this bill. Let's go over the most recent changes as well as the ones that are literally coming in as we speak. Okay, first up, they changed the income eligibility requirements for the $1,400 stimulus checks that are in the third stimulus check package: $1,400 for adults, $1,400 for children, and $1,400 for adult dependents and college student dependents, although those checks will go to the person who claims them as a dependent. The income requirements are $75,000, which is well, actually the same as they were before. But where it changes now is it used to go decreased check up to 100,000. It's now only up to 80,000. So between 75 and $80,000 for an individual, you will get a reduced check. Over 80,000 will not be a check at all. I have not seen the details on the single filer head of household yet. I will keep you updated, as again, they're really not set this in stone yet, but likely a single filer head of household. My guess will probably be start at a 112,500, which is where it was before, but it'll just have that steep cutoff. Okay, couples would be double, 150,000 going to 160,000 will not receive a check after 160 for a couple. Next up, the next change that has been kind of put in the bill already is that the student loan forgiveness, which is not in this bill but will be happening in the future, will be forgiven from taxes when they forgive the student loans. So normally in this case, when a debt like this is forgiven, it counts as taxes to the IRS. It counts as income, believe it or not. So if you get $20,000 of student loan forgiveness, then you won't have to pay the $20,000 back, but you do have to pay income taxes on it, which may be a couple thousand based on your tax rate, 2 to 5,000. 2 to 5,000 still better than paying 20,000, but the wording that they have put in this bill now within the last 24 hours says that you will not have to pay taxes on any student loans that will be forgiven in the next 5 years. As you can see here, this tax exemption would apply for forgiveness of student loans that were made, insured or guaranteed by the federal or state governments, as well as loans made by private lenders and educational institutions. It would not apply in cases where the loan discharge was made by an educational institution or a private lender in exchange for services performed for them, which is probably not very often. Okay, next change, which I believe happened today, if I recall correctly, is that Bernie Sanders went on the floor, Senator Bernie Sanders, and basically did a vote right then and there to see who was for and who was against the minimum wage, and it did not pass. In fact, there were 8 Democrats who voted no on the $15 an hour minimum wage, but there's kind of still a twist to this, which I'll get to here in a second. As you can see here, an effort by Senate Budget Committee Chairman Bernie Sanders to waive a procedural objection to adding the $15 an hour minimum wage was defeated by a vote of 58 to 42, in which 7 Democrats and 1 independent joined all 50 Republicans. There's 2 independents, one of them's Bernie Sanders, but they almost always vote Democrat, except for in this case. Here are the 8 members of the Democratic team and the independent team that voted no on the $15 an hour minimum wage. Senator Joe Manchin, what a surprise. We kind of expected that, along with Kirsten Sinema, Democrat from Arizona. Joe Manchin's from West Virginia. Next up, we have Senator Jeanne Shaheen, Democrat from New Hampshire, as well as Senator Maggie Hassan, Democrat from New Hampshire also. Senator John Tester, Democrat from Montana. Senator Tom Carper, Democrat from Delaware. Senator Chris Coons, also from Delaware. And Senator Angus King, who is considered the independent from Maine. Now, here's where things get a little kind of tricky or swifty or whatever word you want to use, is that during this amendment, they have not closed out this amendment. They're actually still in the process of it. Let me show you. Senate has been at a standstill for hours as Democrats try to win Senator Joe Manchin's vote on the jobless benefits claim, the unemployment benefits claim. There's changes to that too, and in fact, they're changing it still at this moment. We'll go through this here as we go. As Democratic leaders fiercely try to win over Senator Joe Manchin's vote from West Virginia, behind their last-minute deal on jobless benefits, the Senate has been at a complete standstill. The vote over increasing the minimum wage is still open. Even though it started at 11 a.m. Eastern, They have left it open to prevent further Senate votes until they sort out their internal problems. By now, the Senate would have had at least 8 amendment votes, which probably would have all been voted down. It's just basically a procedure that they're going through. Republican leaders, meanwhile, are growing confident that all 50 of their members will back Ohio Republican Senator Rob Portman's alternative plan to extend jobless benefits at only $300 per week and only through July, according to the senators and aides. Joe Manchin has signaled to Republicans that he will back the plan, at least the Republicans say at all. So the key here is that there's a counter proposal from the proposal that we had earlier today. So the key here is that we have a counter proposal. We've seen a proposal today that the Democrats may have to basically not be able to give $400 per week unemployment. They may have to lower it to $300 per week. But they were trying to kind of negotiate some things in there, and it was set to go until August. They wanted to extend it till September, but at the lower amount of $300 per week. And they're also trying to get a provision in there that would make the first $10,000 of unemployment money not taxable. So remember, stimulus checks, the $600, the $1,200, and the $1,400 third stimulus checks are not taxable. But unemployment money and unemployment bonus money is taxable because that is considered a replacement of your income. It's considered your income, and your income is taxable. So they're trying to pass an amendment to have $10,000 of unemployment money be not taxable, but have a lower $300 per week bonus because, well, they're trying to win Joe Manchin's vote. And, well, it appears that that's all in limbo right now and literally changing by the minute. We now have this new proposal by Republican Senator Rob Portman from Ohio to extend jobless benefits at $300 per week, but only through July. So, yeah. Senator Joe Manchin has concerns about the last minute deal reached between the White House and the Democratic leaders to extend jobless benefits at $300 per week through September, in addition to ensuring the $10,200 of jobless benefits are not taxed. That tax free provision has prompted Joe Manchin's concern. The underlying bill includes $400 per week through August, but does not have the tax-free provisions. Get this. Also, moments ago, CNN spotted Rob Portman, who's a Republican senator, walking out of Senate Minority Whip John Thune's office, also a Republican, and told reporters he could not talk because he had Democratic Senator Joe Manchin on the phone that he was holding to his ear. So apparently, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin is in talks with the Republicans, literally today, which is kind of weird because, like, why would you be in talks with the other party? Like, what would you get out of that? Like, why would you negotiate with the other party, like, unless you're like getting something in return? Like, doesn't that make sense? Like, if I was a Democrat, if I was Joe Manchin, why would I be talking with the Republican Party about the deal? It doesn't make sense why you would talk with the other party unless you're getting something in return, right? Like, unless it was a negotiation, what would you even say to the other party? Like, you're from the other party. Like, what do you want from me? Like, it, I don't know. It just seems kind of weird that the Democrats are having to negotiate against their own party, mainly Democratic Senator Joe Manchin. But yeah, the jobless benefits, the unemployment benefits are up in the air right now. Looks like they're probably going to be $300 per week. The question is, how long will they go to? Will we get $10,000 of tax-free money included in there? And will Joe Manchin ultimately vote for the Democrats? Now, remember, the Democrats are trying to do the same thing. They're trying to woo over Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski from Alaska. And honestly, as they're kind of taking things out, the minimum wage has been taken out, the jobless benefits have been lowered, the stimulus checks have been lowered, the income qualifications. They actually could be, that goes closer to the Republican side of what Republican wants. So you never know. By the time this is all said and done, we might not get Joe Manchin's vote, but get Lisa Murkowski's vote from the Republicans to get the 50 votes. Remember, we need 50 votes to pass this bill in the Senate. It'll be a 50 yes, 50 no. It'll likely be all 50 Democrats and all 50 Republicans will vote no. Then the tiebreaker vote will go to the Vice President Kamala Harris, on which they pass the process with the reconciliation card, which means you only need 51 votes. Okay. Normally, you need 60 votes in the Senate because of the filibuster rule, but they're doing the special process to get around it and basically pass it with only 51 votes, which is really a good thing because they would not be able to pass this bill with 60 votes because, well, no Republicans are going to vote for it. They'd have to do a much, much, much smaller bill to probably pass this with 60 votes. Although the Republicans did have a counter proposal a few weeks ago that did include a $1,000 stimulus check. Of course, that's lower, but it was only about $600 billion. It was about 1/3 the size of this bill. So it didn't have unemployment extension in there. It didn't have mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance. I don't even think it had unemployment bonuses in there. It had the $1,000 stimulus checks and then like money for vaccines and distribution, and that was about it. So now this bill is a lot larger, although they're cutting it down right now to apparently try to get support enough to pass it. I always get the question, when do we get the checks, Jimmy? When do we get the checks? That's the process we're going through right now. The Senate is going to do the final vote here, possibly as early as tonight if they can get past this hurdle. I will have another video for you guys tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, which is 8 p.m. West Coast time. Don't miss it. But they have to pass it in the Senate, and then it goes back to the House to pass it because it's a rewritten version. That will literally happen the same day or the very next day, and will then go to the president's desk the very same day or the very next day, depending on what the time frame is when they vote on it. So we're very close. Once the Senate passes this bill, everybody can pretty much breathe a sigh of relief because that's really all that needs to happen at this point. It'll go back to the House, but the House passing it kind of seems like a formality at this point. Of course, they're going to have to do it. It has to be the exact same bill. They can't amend it. So they're not going to amend it. They're literally just going to vote on it. They may try to go through an amendment process, but they're going to deny that because if they do any more amendments, then they have to re-vote on in the Senate. So basically, once the Senate passes, everybody can breathe a sigh of relief, which hopefully is as soon as possible. So don't forget, video tonight at 11 p.m. Make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos. It's completely free. Click the bell icon to all notifications once you hit the bell. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Share this video with your family and friends so that they know what is going on with the next stimulus check. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon. Me and my wife sell products on Amazon, and we teach people how to do that. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.